All right, guys, now that we have the headlights ready to go, we're gonna take this valve cover off. We're gonna sand this portion, the silver portion of it off, and we're gonna respray it with the color that we might have in the garage. And that's gonna make this engine bay look a lot more fresher, make it look cleaner. All this paint coming off of it looks like it's aged and it's got mileage when really it doesn't. It only has 80,000 miles. So let's go ahead and start taking this off. All right, and here it is. So let's get started on this. I can't wait to paint this part. And while we have the engine cover off, I just want to talk to you guys about this motor. It is a 2.0 liter inline 4. It is a double overhead cam engine. It produces 135 horsepower at 6,000 RPMs and 132 pound-feet of torque at 4,800 RPMs. All right, so we got the engine cover sanded, nicely cleaned off, taped off. We're gonna be using Rust-Oleum painters. It's a paint and primer all in one. It is a flat white. That's the only thing we had available. So we're gonna go ahead and run it. Now, we are gonna be painting this outside. I hope it adheres properly to the plastic because it is around 30 degrees and it is snowing outside. So let's see what happens. All right, so the car has been sitting for a few days and I'm curious if it's gonna start up. It is really cold, it's been snowing, and let's see what happens. There's a few more things we need to tackle, such as that exhaust leak. Like a kitten, man, this thing starts right up. No issues whatsoever. And it's like I said, it's been sitting for a few days. So you know, if anybody buys this car, it's a good running car. So one thing I noticed is that the flex pipe is broken. If we have enough time today, we're gonna go under the car, jack it up, and we're gonna try to ghetto fab that exhaust leak like we always do, just so it sounds a little bit better, because that exhaust leak is really making the car sound really old and not as good as it should be. Also, we got the compressor out with compressed air. What I want to do, because I noticed that there's a lot of junk on the transmission specifically, you can see all that dirt and looks like chicken wings in there, so some mouse had to have a home over there. Oh my lord, what is all that noise? guys, so we're gonna go underneath the car right now. I got it jacked up and supported. I'm gonna show you where that exhaust leak is. I can feel air escaping right over here where this flex pipe is. And you can kind of see the discoloration right over here as well. Everything else is sealed. This is a common problem where flex pipes go bad. And notice all the leaks, especially on the transmission side. A ton of leaks. That's why we're low on transmission fluid. Also, if you guys notice, there's grease fittings for the sway bar end links. So I'm gonna get my grease gun right now and we're gonna grease up these sway bar end links. Alright guys, what do we have here? Look at this thick rubbery substance. What this is actually roofing cement from the caulk gun. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna spread this roofing cement all over that flex pipe. Yes, Ghetto. Thumbs up in the description below. After we apply this, we're gonna apply fiberglass all over that area and we're gonna let it dry. Hopefully that quiets that exhaust and fixes the problem temporarily, but this should last a good 6 months if not more. So let's get started. Crazy. I've never seen nobody do this on YouTube. Hell, I don't even know why I'm doing it. Oh, say hi to the puppy. Even she doesn't know why the hell I'm doing it. I'm pretty happy with these results. I think that's plenty. We're just gonna take the fiberglass right now and wrap it all up. All right, here we have the fiberglass, guys. So we're just gonna dunk it in. It's more like a cast material, actually. We're gonna warm that sucker up in some warm water, and then we're gonna apply it around that rubber cement. After that, let it dry. This thing should be as good as brand new welds. You guys can see this well. So we got that rubber cement for roofing. I've never used this, but it seemed like it was the right thing to do. Then we put a pretty much like a cast around that area. So not only is it going to strengthen it, it is also going to seal in that rubber cement in there, so that airflow should continue all the way to the back of the exhaust instead of leaking here. Because if you guys noticed, when I start the car on a cold day, the leak is right here and it's going up in the engine bay. So if you pop the hood and you're looking at the engine, it just looks like something is smoking or steaming, when really it's just air escaping from here. So this is gonna dry up probably till tomorrow, and then we'll start it up later on tomorrow and we'll take a look at it, see how it looks. Some sunshine today, but it is still quite cold. We did a lot already, as you can see. Look at these headlights, nice and clean, looking fresh. Both sides way better than before. We got the engine cover in the house drying right now. We did spray it the other day, and as you guys remember, we did hose off with air compressor all the dirt and debris that was on the transmission. Now let's go under the car. I want to show you guys that exhaust right now. That exhaust is rock solid. That cast and roofing cement we used was incredible. This thing is great. But as we noticed when we were under the car, the transmission has a lot of leaks in it. So we're gonna go ahead, clean this whole transmission up. We're gonna degrease it. We're gonna wipe it down. We're also gonna tighten the transmission oil pan bolts here. They might be a little loose because it seems like the gasket is leaking right over here. The transmission, when I looked at it, when we first got the car, was a little bit low, about half a quart. So we will add the transmission fluid. On the engine side, the engine is rock solid, not really noticing any leaks. Axle boots are good on both sides. That's always a bonus as well. You don't want to have cracked axle boots. So I went to the Hyundai dealer and picked up this OEM transmission fluid for the Hyundai, specifically the SP3. Adding this will be really simple, and I'll walk you guys through it. But what I want to see right now is I want to start up this vehicle, and I want to see if that exhaust hack we did actually works. Because if it does, I'll be really happy. So here we go. Let's start it up. Okay. It's fairly quiet right now. Let's go check it out. No smoke so far. There still seems to be a leak right over here. I mean, the flex pipe is completely shattered. Yep, there you go. You can see the smoke. Well guys, it looks like that flex pipe is completely shattered, ruined. So even though we might have stopped some of the air from escaping, majority of it is still escaping. And that's just gonna have to go the way it is. We're not gonna be replacing flex pipe on this channel. Well guys, as you can see, that contraption did not work. The rubberized cement was just smelling and leaking all over the place. We didn't really even fix the whole leak that the car had because the leak was so big throughout the whole flex pipe. This did not help, and I don't want the new owners to be smelling this contraption and this smell and this and potentially catching on fire. Well, that's not gonna work. We're just gonna leave it as is. Well, at this point in time, we're gonna just give up on the muffler. It is what it is. If the new owner's gonna want to replace it, they're gonna have to replace it. At least we cleaned up the transmission. So what I'm gonna do right now is we're gonna lower the car so it's nice and level. The car is all warmed up right now. So then we'll be able to check the transmission fluid level and add the appropriate amount of transmission fluid. Alright, so with these Hyundais, you want to check the transmission fluid while the car is running, while the engine is warm. Now, it does state on the dipstick that you want to check hot, idling, and neutral. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Different car manufacturers call for different ways of checking your transmission fluid. Some of them want you to just put it in park. Some of them want the car running. Some of them want the car to be off. So check the owner's manual. All right, let's clean that off. Dab it in. Let's take a look. All right, now that we're back in the vehicle, we're just gonna run it through the gears, make sure that oil, transmission oil, goes through all the gears here for about 3 seconds each. All right, let's check out that transmission fluid this time. We are still low. We barely moved up a bit. Alright guys, one more thing I wanted to talk about is the air conditioning unit. This unit was not kicking on, and then I decided to check the pressure in the Freon system. As you can see, I hooked this up to the low side over there. I got the AC running full blast and there is 0 reading. So with a 0 reading, most likely what it means is there is definitely a leak in the AC system somewhere. I'm not even going to bother recharging this because I know it's just going to leak out. This is a more serious issue where there is a leak somewhere in the lines, and with the value of the car, how much AC might cost to repair, it's not even worth my time and effort to diagnose this issue. But there it is. I just wanted to check if it has any Freon in it at all, and it does not. So that's a sealed deal. The car will not come with running AC. Alright gang, at this point we did everything we could to the car. We tackled all the small jobs we could do that aren't going to cost us pretty much any money. We topped off the transmission fluid, which was really low. It took about an additional quart, so there definitely is a leak in there. Aside from that, engine, oil filter, batteries brand new. Power steering, coolant is good. We know that the air compressor is not kicking on. There is no Freon in the system, therefore it might not be kicking on because there is a leak. So we're not going to be going ahead and tackle those. The exterior, for the most part, we already walked around it, cleaned up all the little scratches, so it looks a little bit better. We're going to go ahead and finish it off by placing that valve cover we painted the other day, which is going to give it a nice touch into the engine bay here. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. The next video we are going to be tackling the interior. We're just going to clean it off, vacuum it really nice. There's some stains on the dashboard. There's some adhesive that we're going to remove, clean it up real nice, and this car will be ready to go to its next owner. Hopefully we can make a quick sale because we don't want this car sitting over here during the winter. We don't have a battery tender on it. We don't want more problems to occur, so the faster we get rid of it, the less drama, the less problems. So thank you guys for watching. Stick around for the next video, and that should be the final video.
I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along and see it's true, but the world